Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sure, I know that for my returning subscribers, it has been a long minute. Talk about months. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Ruth Shoniwa, and it is really such a great pleasure and delight to have you here today, or whenever you're watching this video. So I don't want to make this too long, but for my returning subscribers, I've been MIA. Yeah, so I'll just keep it short and sweet. I've been MIA because life has been lifing. Okay, life has been lifing. A lot has been happening, and I'll definitely talk about it like in videos to come, explaining what really happened to me. But today, as you can read by the title of this video, is about the time when I was experiencing things that till today I don't understand what I was experiencing. So let's take it back to 2019. I had gotten my second job in my life. It was a good job. It was a good paying job for my second salary, and it was a private company, consulting in terms of media, digital education, things of that nature, right? And I did speak about this company a bit in some previous videos on They Hate Me, but basically in a nutshell, I enjoyed what I was doing. I enjoyed my job, and then there just came a time whereby I was on my way to work, right? And I used to take taxis to work, and once I got off the taxi by the robots, right? Because in South Africa, taxis just stop wherever the person wants to get off. The taxi driver obliges, and they will let you get off literally anyway. So what happened was I got off the taxi, and due to load shedding, which is a situation that happens often in South Africa, whereby the electricity is switched off and you're given a schedule most of the time, like from 12 to 3 or from 12 to 4, depending on how many hours or which stage of load shedding it is. That's how long the electricity will be gone for, right? So it was load shedding that morning, and the robots obviously weren't working, so the drivers were taking turns to drive. So I remember it was time for me to walk, and so I was like, nah man, let me not walk, let me run across the road. Remember, it's my turn to walk, right? But I was like, nah man, I like to be at work early. Like, I was always at work early, but I liked being earlier. So I start running, and I think I was wearing like a type of it's short boots that are heels, if you get what I'm saying. So I run across the road, and within like 3 seconds a car just goes bah, hits me just like that, and my body literally, so this is the car, right? And then this is me. As I'm running, the lady goes pa, my body goes on top of the car, and my body rolls back down. And I was in a state of shock. I quickly stand up and run. I continue running across the road. And when I got to the other side, I remember there was this parent driving a SUV, and he had his child in the passenger seat. And he looked at me and he was shaking his head. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, like, why is he shaking his head at me? And then after that, cars continued, driving as normal. It was like, whatever, people didn't really look concerned or to care. No one really asked me, like, are you okay? Wait, did my body just roll over a car? like, wow, okay, cool. I walk, I think I walked for like a minute, and then this lady, the one who bumped me, drives by my side, and she was like, sorry, do you need a lift to, like, she's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm on my way to work. This was around 7 a.m. And then she was like, do you need a lift? And I was like, no, I don't need a lift, because I was like, ish, I just got hit by a car, like, I don't want to talk to anybody. And she was like, no, like, I want to, please. And then I get into the car, and she had a bonnet on, and she seemed like she had just came from her place, I don't know, maybe running an errand or something. And she was like, I'm so sorry, like, I bumped you, like, I was on my phone, so I didn't see you there. And in my mind, I'm just like, what? So yeah, she drove me all the way to work. It wasn't a long drive, it was like 2-3 minute drive. And till today, I'm just like, wait, was I really hit by a car? And I remember I told the cleaner at work that when I was still working for that company, and she was like, I really need to go get checked out, because you'll find that, yes, physically I didn't have bruises and stuff, but internally, what happened, till today, I didn't go to the doctor. Well, I have had checkups, but not to the point where the doctor's like, okay, there's some broken bones or whatever, but I was definitely in shock. Then there was another time where I was on my way to work, and I was running. So I was an athlete and a long distance runner in high school. So I was like, let me run to work, just to get that energy. And I remember I was running to work. All of a sudden, I fall so badly. I fell head first, but because my reflex was quick, I managed to, like, do something like this. And then I tore my jean. Yeah, my jean got ripped by the knee side. Even my knee was sore. And I'm like, what is really going on? I used to get to work at around 7 a.m., knock off at 3-4 o'clock, somewhere there, right? And I remember I used to get home at around 7 p.m. because even though I would leave the office at like 3:30 or 4 p.m., I would get home at around 7 p.m. because I would be using different taxis. I think I was using a taxi from work to town, which is Joburg CBD, Central Business District, if I'm not mistaken. And then from there, I would take a taxi to another taxi rank, and then from that taxi rank, take a taxi home. So about 2-3 taxis, right? Walking nicely in the dark. I wasn't scared, guys, because I was like I was doing it every day, so it didn't faze me. Yes, I know South Africa has a very high crime rate and all of that, but because I've been walking home in the night for all those months, like, I can't even remember which month I was robbed, right? So anyway, I walk home, and then when I was about to turn the corner into my street, I just see a guy pop up, because usually when I walk down the road, right, so that I can go into my street, I would occasionally look back and see, like, okay, is there someone behind me? There was no one behind me. But when I was about to turn the corner, all of a sudden a man appears, right? Small guy, slim guy, and he speaks to me in Zulu, right, which is one of the 11 official languages in South Africa. And then this man, he says to me in Zulu, "Celi isikhathi," right, which means, can I please have the time, or what's the time? And I was like, I don't know. Then he's like, check. And I'm like, I don't have a phone, I don't have a watch, I don't have anything. So I started getting a bad feeling, right? All of a sudden, this guy now starts running after me, and he was like right next to me as we're walking. Like, how do you get from behind me to all of a sudden next to me? So obviously I started panicking. So I quickly like rummaged through my bag so that I can look for the house keys. My family is already at home, my parents and my younger sister. So I'm rummaging through my bag. I'm struggling to find the keys, and then this guy comes after me. So I'm basically walking as fast as I can, right? This guy runs after me. We get to the gate of where I stay, and I didn't know that this guy had a scissor. I did not know, because everything happened so quickly, and remember, it's in the dark. So the moment this guy lunged on me from behind, that's when I screamed. I screamed as loud as I could. And guess what? My neighbors heard me. Some of them heard me scream, but they were like, hey, it's in the night, and it's not like in the it's not like in the Lokshin or in the, those type of communities whereby if someone is in trouble, the whole community comes and checks up if the person is okay. No, not in my situation. In my situation, people stayed in their cribs. They didn't care, right? So me and this guy, we like wrestling, right? Because we're fighting over my bag, my work bag, and inside my work bag was my work laptop and obviously my cell phone, right? And then this guy, like, he does this. So remember, he's behind me and he does this. I didn't know that he had a scissor. So when I turned, that's when the scissor fell down. But remember, I don't know that he has a scissor. And the way he pulled my bag with so much force, all my things fell out except for the laptop, right? And my bag also fell. So I quickly pick up my bag, right? Remember, guys, this guy is still in front of me. This is still happening. It was a whole commotion. So the guy manages to take my phone. He manages to take my phone, and I'm screaming for my dad. I'm like, daddy, like, dad. Because I was signaling to my dad that he should come. And then the guy, I think he panicked, and then he ran for his life with my cell phone. And then when my parents finally came, because my mom also heard my voice, she comes out with my dad. And they were like, what happened? They see my things laying on the ground, pens, pencils, and stuff. And I was like, there was literally a guy, and I told them the whole story. And I was just in utter shock. Like, I was so traumatized. Like, what? Like, my first instinct was to fight. I didn't think of running away or something. I was literally fighting over my work bag, over my possessions. And then, yeah, my parents asked, like, which direction did he run into? So I was just wondering, like, okay, what is actually going on? Like, first I get hit by a car. Like, I don't remember which order, like which one came first, but I was like, I get hit by a car, I'm running to work, what I usually do, and I fall down and I tear my jeans, and this guy out of nowhere comes after me wanting to steal my belongings. So a day or two later, I can't remember the time frame now, some neighbors are telling me, oh, were you the girl that was screaming at night? In my mind, I'm like, so if I got killed, like, were you gonna care? Like, so that's suburb life. Like, I don't know how it works in other countries. If you stay in a suburb, like, do people care? Do people actually come out if you're in trouble and like want to assist you? Because in my hood, yeah, it's mind your own business unless they really have to come out. But suburbians can really be heartless at times, right? So those incidences just showed me that the power and the hand of God, because I could have died. That guy could have stabbed me if I didn't move at a particular time. If I didn't do what I did, we'd be speaking a different story by now. I could have had a huge scar on my neck, and oh my gosh, a scissor is blunt. It's not even sharp. Now imagine it piercing, because the force that guy would have had to use to like literally jab me in my neck, and he could have, burst or cut, a vein or something. Like, something awful could have happened, but it didn't, because it was not yet my time. God has a plan for me. God has things that he has set in place for me to fulfill before I close my eyes. And so when all these things were happening, I was wondering, like, where was God in all of this? Like, Lord, you allowed these things to happen to me. Why? Like, for what? But when I reflect back at those times, at that year 2019, I'm just like, okay, but at the end of the day, the hand of God was upon me, because I didn't get killed. Yes, I was robbed, but I didn't get killed. And it's even reminding me of this other time where South Africans know Johannesburg CBD, particularly by a place called MTN or North. Oh my goodness. You at some point in your life, you will get robbed or hurt. It's just facts. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but that's just how it is in South Africa at that place. So I remember I had my phone stolen while I was walking, whereby this guy who was selling like bags, I don't know if it was tote bags or bags of that nature, and he comes right into my space and he was like, Cece, tangy bag, and I was like, which means, sis, like, buy this bag, and I was like, no, I don't want to buy a bag, because I had to go somewhere. At that time I was going to church ministry, and he was just like really adamant, but I didn't know that in him saying buy this bag, I didn't know that he was putting his hand into my pocket and taking out my phone. Only when I got into the taxi and I was like, oh, let me call and tell them that I'm on my way, that's when I'm like, wait, where's my phone? And that's when it hit me like, oh, that's why that guy was all up in my face, because he was taking my phone. Yeah, y'all, that's pretty much what happened to me. That's just a brief story time of how God's hand was truly with me and his holy angels were with me, because by now we'd be talking a different story. But I'm going to try my best to be more active on YouTube. I don't neglect my family. I know a video of mine that really got a lot of recognition was when I spoke about my church hurt story. So I want to keep up these story times, because we can all learn from each other. And please feel free to leave comments about your own experiences with near-death situations. You know, it's always encouraging to know that we all share similar stories, similar experiences. So please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share my video. Maybe it can help someone to know and remember that, hey, God is with us. And even at times where we feel like, okay, but God, you could have avoided that situation. If you look properly, you can actually see the hand of God in everything, you know. So just be grateful that you're still alive and you still have a voice to speak and be like, hey, this is my story, this is my testimony, and God saved me through that. So anyway, family, as from me, Ruth, it's until next time. Bye.